love. It's actually an intense feeling, is a deep affection. It is something that most of us search for our whole entire lives. We are taught from the time we're itty bitty that nothing really matters if you don't have love. Anybody else heard that? So another question for you. How many people in here are married and in love? Be proud now, don't be ashamed, you got your good thing. Now how many of y'all are like me, you have tried in love and failed? Come on now. So how many of you guys that have tried and failed want to be in love? Right? Hey, I got something for you now, because I'm like y'all, right? I'm like all the people that have sat in sermons, read books, watched movies, listened to songs. You talk to your friends, you talk to the pastor, you talk to your mama, you talk to your elders, you speed date, your online date, your network date. You praying, you throw yourself on the altar, you tell somebody else to call and pray for you, you bought a new outfit, you got some new hair, you went to the gym, you got a tan, right? You meditated, you cried, you did all this stuff, you went on divine journeys, you had singles gatherings, you had trips, you sat around and told all your friends, y'all, we need the benefits, we in bed together, right? That's the single women, huh? So we're in an interesting conundrum. So interestingly enough, there are 4 British universities, Aberdeen, Bristol, Edinburgh, and Glasgow, and they did a ton of research. And what's really interesting about highly intelligent and highly accomplished women compared to highly intelligent and highly accomplished men is that for men, every 16 points that their IQ goes up, they're 35% more likely to get married. But it is the opposite for women. For every 16 points our IQ increases, there's 40% chance that we are less likely to get married. That puts us in an interesting conundrum, right? For all of the modern, bad, independent girls in the building, okay? Right? Because we out here doing the thing. We buying houses, we traveling, we retaining our link, growing our edges, we raising babies, okay? We volunteers, we supporting our friends, we impacting our community, we climbing the corporate ladder, we got degrees upon degrees, we winning awards, we are accomplishing all kinds of status, and we doing all of this while we looking beautiful, okay, in these streets. However, so many of us successful modern women, as prosperous as we are, we struggle with obtaining love. And this is something that is a new age problem, right? And I can speak to this. I'm Ashley Ann. I'm a high-performing woman. I am extremely successful. I'm highly accomplished. I started with $125 and a laptop and grew a multi-million-dollar event production company. Then I turned around and grew a multi-million-dollar ads agency. Then I turned into one of the top social media strategists in the country. Then I helped over 11,000 people make money with their social media accounts, and over 700 of my clients became 6-figure earners. Then 150 did $1 million in under a year. And I got 9 clients right now while I'm standing on the stage that have $1 million months. 9 right now. And I have $1 million days. I got all the stuff that's supposed to be, but all of my accolades, all of my accomplishments. I graduated school cum laude. I did what I was supposed to do. I gave what it was supposed to give, and yet I was still ending up in all of these trash relationships. Whole trash, to throw the whole man away, right? That's what I thought. I was married once upon a time before, and it was a trash relationship, okay? I literally was abused physically, emotionally, and mentally. I successfully divorced him, but I still continue my pattern of trash relationships, whether it's because men were intimidated or because they had baby mama drama, okay, or because they got freaked out once they looked at our income disparity, or maybe they just weren't ready, right? Everybody wanted a situationship. They were emotionally unavailable. Whatever it was trash, and it led me through a series of unfortunate events that I now think are very fortunate events because they led me to figure out how you can manifest love, which is particularly seems to be challenging right now for all of our high-performing and successful women. So not only have I been able to assist thousands of people with their businesses and making money and monetizing their social media accounts, but I honestly have helped hundreds of women find love. Loving, long-lasting romantic relationships that have led to marriage. And there's a really big secret when it comes to manifesting love. How many of y'all want the secret? Okay? It's real simple. Relationships aren't hard. They're not hard. They're easy. They should be easy. And in order to move away from this, we have to understand how our brain works, okay? So I'm going to break down for you guys today scientifically how you're able to manifest love. And not only does this work for love, this works for a multitude of things. But in the realm of manifestation, if any of you guys understand anything about that, y'all know love is one of the most difficult things to manifest, correct? So one of the biggest lies we've all been told our whole lives, love is hard, relationships are hard, you got to work at it. Nothing worth having is easy, right? Y'all heard that? They told me that whole lies, okay? I have a great man, an amazing man. He fine, he tall, he make a lot of money. You know I'm thickalicious and he can carry all this, honey, because he work out all of that. I got a real good man, okay? So we're going to go through the steps, okay? So number one, for those of you that are taking notes, is accountability. A lot of people struggle with this because for many people, you guys feel like if you take accountability for what part you played in something, even if it went bad, right? And we got to be honest, sometimes you take a left when you should have made a right. Sometimes you're running when you should have sat still. Sometimes you're still when you should have ran. And sometimes you'd have been around somebody you had no business being around, right? And we got to take accountability for what we did. Now, when you take absolve this does not absolve someone for how they mistreated you or mishandled you. Actually, accountability is your superpower. And when you take accountability of what went wrong, you also have to take accountability of what went right. And you actually need to get a notepad or a laptop, however you want to take notes, and you need to write out what went right and what you like so you can continue to repeat that so you can start the process of attracting what you really want. Which leads us to step 2, which is assessment. And we have to assess specifically what we believe. In order to do this, we have to understand how the brain works because majority of you guys that are listening to me right now have no idea what you believe. 95% of your brain in your day-to-day, your subconscious is taken over. The first 7 years of your life, according to research, has a critical impact on what we believe, and then that is coupled with our other life experiences. These are written inside of our brain on the subconscious level. We have a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere with our brain. The left hemisphere is logical, it's critical thinking, it's numbers, it's orders, it's systems, right? Then you have the right side of your brain, that is your subconscious, that's the creative, it's the dreaming, it's the imagination. Scientifically, we also know that matter and energy are one and the same. It's been proven. Any physical matter that you're touching, so the chair you're sitting in, the laptop you use, this microphone, the person next to you, we're all really energy. Because solid matter is nothing more than compressed atoms that vibrate at a very high rate, right? And they're wrapped inside of another set of energy fields. So if we can understand that everything is energy and that our brain, okay, is controlled, or our actions on a daily are controlled mostly by the right side of our brain, we're going to be able to start the process of shifting everything. So how this works, and what's really interesting is the CIA spent millions of dollars researching this. In 1983, they came out with the Monroe studies. And they basically proved that manifestation is real. And they break down through something called the gateway process of how to hemisync the left side and the right side of your brain. You actually can go to the CIA's website. It was declassified in 2003. It's a pretty interesting read, and it's relatively short, okay, about 30 pages or so. But one of the biggest takeaways from this is that the way our subconscious mind works is it takes what we're experiencing on the left side, it then interprets your external experience, it gives you a physiological response, aka your feelings, okay? And your feelings actually control at what rate your atoms or your energy in your body move. So if you're feeling really great, guess what? Your atoms are vibrating really, really high, right? That's positive, that's opportunity, that's good things coming to you, that's love. And if you're feeling low, if you're feeling negative, you actually slow down the vibration of your atoms. It's really crazy, right? So if we can control or have greater control over our emotions, then we can control our external life experiences. How do we have greater control over our emotions? We start by number 3, which is getting into alignment. okay? So inside of your brain, we have lots of neural pathways. That's how we learn new things, okay? I want you guys to think about a neural pathway like a forest or the woods, okay? So I live in the country and I like to hike. So if I'm standing outside and I see a tree, and maybe that tree is a mile down the road, so we're gonna call that tree C, and I'm standing at tree A. When I walk from tree A to C the first time, I've never done that before. So when I walk, there's not quite a clear path. It's gonna take a little longer for me to get there, right? I have to call on a little bit more skill sets to get me where I'm going. But if I walk that path every day, guess what? The ground underneath me wears out. And now I have a dirt path. And then maybe one day I may put some rocks down. And then maybe one day I may pave the path. And because I've walked that path from tree A to tree C so often, I can do it like it's second nature. And I can get down that path way faster on the 20th time or the 200th time than I could on the first time. That's how our brain learns things, okay? This is called plasticity. So there are all these little neurons that are hanging out. And more specifically, the important set of neurons we need to be focused on is called the RAS. This is the reticular activating system. It's about the size of your pinky. It's in the base of your brain. I want y'all to think about this like a filter that goes inside of your mind. Okay, remember, we have to deprogram ourselves, right, when we're working on alignment. So the beautiful thing about this, I want y'all to think about, has anybody ever thought of a car that you liked? You're like, hey, I would really like to have a red Honda. And then all of a sudden you start seeing red Hondas everywhere, right? You've never seen that many red Hondas before. Same amount of red Hondas were always there, but because you have noticed it and you've decided that's what you want, now your brain, the RAS, is working towards those. The RAS is very powerful. It controls your sleep cycles, it controls your muscles, it controls your arousal, it controls your focus, okay? It controls a lot of things. So if we can program our RAS to be focused on specific things, guess what? We're now going to find what we focus on, and we want to train our RAS to be focused on happy things and on love so we can start the process of love and start controlling what we are in alignment with. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down?
Yes, ma'am.
Really crazy how the brain works, right? So now that leads me to step number 4, which is action, okay? Once we've decided what we want to be aligned with and we've decided what we don't want to be aligned with, we are going to move into action so we can bring forth what we want. So the first thing is put yourself in a good mood as soon as you wake up. Remember I told y'all we're all energy, right? And solid matter, which is you, me, the chairs, this room, it's nothing more than compressed atoms that are vibrating at a high frequency. So we want to vibrate as high as we can, right? We want to be in alignment with love. So you need to put yourself in a good mood as soon as you wake up every day. I don't care if you play music, I don't care if you dance, if it's a joke, just whatever is going to make you happy. As soon as you get out of bed, you need to do that, okay? Number 2, put yourself in a good space before you go to sleep. Remember I told y'all that RAS part of your brain, it controls your sleeping and your waking cycles, correct? It's a whole lot of things going on while you sleep in your body, and we want to make sure that our energy is still correct. One of the worst things you can do for yourself is put yourself into stress before you go to bed. You need to actually make sure that you are calm or you're happy or you're feeling mellow or loved, whatever it is you need to feel. So what I suggest to my clients is that they actually, whatever the last thing is that you see was right in front of your bed, above your bed, make that something that makes you feel good and relaxes you. Number 3, you need to look at images that represent what you want. Something very interesting about our brains is our brains cannot differentiate between a picture and reality. So this means you can find images to represent the love that you want in your life, and you can actually speak and say what these things mean to you. This is how you start to reprocess or reprogram the RAS center of your brain. Number 4, you want to surround yourself with people that inspire you and that you aspire to be like, aka couples, and more specifically, happy couples. Because they are going to emit the proper frequency that you want to be on, and you're going to learn different things from them, which in return is going to continue to reprogram that RAS, right, which is the filter, so we can draw what we want. The 5th thing you do, change your surroundings or your proximity. I mean, physically change your surroundings. You don't go to the ocean looking for a catfish, and you don't go to a lake looking for a whale. Some of y'all are fishing in the wrong hole. And literally, if you want to attract better, you need to go to a different proximity, right? Go to a different bar, a different gym, a different bank, a different park, okay? Go to a different art gallery. I don't care. Go somewhere outside of where you've been going, all right? Number 6, you need to be very diligent about your speech. The speech that you have over yourself and the speech when you speak about what you desire. More often than not, I hear highly successful women talking about all these statistics that say that they're not going to get what they desire. I very rarely hear them saying, I'm really excited to attract a man that's a leader. I'm really excited to find somebody that I can build a legacy with. I'm really excited to have a guy that's going to support me. We have to start speaking what we want to see and what we want instead of being so focused on what we don't want. Because again, every time we speak that, guess what it's doing? It's programming that RAS center. You're putting in that negative stuff into your filter, and now your atoms and your energy fields are focused on that instead of what you really want, okay? And finally, number 7, all you have to do is prepare for what's coming. So you start to change your schedule. You start to actually physically change your space to make room for what it is that you say that you want. If you are a highly successful woman, if you are high valued and you've been able to accomplish promotions and material matters, and you're an excellent parent, you're a great sister, you're an amazing part of your community, others feel fantastic when they're around you. If you can manifest any type of material matter, it's just as easy to manifest happiness and love. Thank you, guys.